Hello, everybody. Old Tennessee Walker here again. I got to get up on my soapbox a little bit today, and we're going to talk about the amendments to the Constitution, the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. We're going to start out talking about the Second Amendment, and I might step on a few toes by saying this. Yeah, I think people should have the right to maybe have a hunting rifle or a shotgun or something like that, if they don't have a felony, and if they have to go through a training course for it. Yeah, I don't have nothing against that. But you know what? I am so tired of hearing people talk about the Second Amendment rights. The Second Amendment rights. They're taking away something far worse than Second Amendment rights. Our kids can't even pray in school. They're taking away the First Amendment rights. What's more important, God or guns? Huh? Like I said, I'm not going to turn this into a religious channel or preaching or anything like that, but I am going to talk about what I believe in sometimes. And I do believe that kids should have the right to pray in school. People of alternative religions are protected, but people of Christian religion, they have no protection whatsoever. The freedom of religion only goes if you believe in some religion other than Christianity nowadays. That's just the way I see it. Yeah, you hear about freedom of religion for Muslims, and I agree with that as long as they ain't nothing violent or nothing that's going to hurt anybody else. They should have their freedom. I don't believe the way they do, and I'm not going to believe the way they do. But they have a right to believe that by freedom of religion, by the First Amendment. But shouldn't Christianity have that too? Separation of church and state. And we hear it all the time, but there is not an amendment to the Constitution that states that. I know I'm talking about some controversial stuff here and everything. As far as guns go, I've got some friends who live in Canada, and we talk about sometimes about how the violence is so much worse here than it is there. And the crime rate is so much higher here than it is there. What have we got that they don't have? Right to bear automatic weapons. That's what we have that they don't have. Now, the society is somewhat safer than what ours is. And I hate to say that. I know Canada has this violence too, but percentage-wise, it's far less than what we have. Way far less. And you know what? I believe that kids should have the right to pray in school and the right to say, hey, I don't believe that way, and not pray in school. Now, I am Christian, but I also have people in my family that's not, so I understand the other point of view. And surprise, my family that's not Christian is not against praying in school either. Ah, surprise. They say that people should be able to believe the way that they believe no matter where they're at. And And that's from someone who is non-Christian. And they care about, although they do not believe in God themselves, they actually care that we are losing our freedoms. That one person in my family that does not believe in God is also against us losing our freedoms. So, surprise, surprise, surprise. I'm not surprised, but anybody else that is. And as far as dealing with people of other religions, Christians, I'm going to step on some toes here. Stop snarling your nose up because people do not believe the way that you do. We are supposed to accept people as they are. Yep. And just because they don't believe the way you believe, don't mean that you have your right to look down your long pointed nose at them. Now, who do you think you are? You know, the Bible says, judge not lest ye be judged. For with what meat ye judge, it shall be judged against you. In other words, Jesus Christ told us not to judge. God told us not to judge. Although we look down our long Christian noses at people all the time for believing different than what we believe. Christians look down their noses on other Christians for not believing the way that they believe. Nevertheless, people who believe in other gods or no God at all. And hey, I'm going to say it, atheists are not Satanists. They don't even believe in the devil. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many times that person in my family that is an atheist has been talked to like they worship the devil. Huh. No, they don't. And even if they did, whose business would it be? But they don't. So, us Christians need to start dealing with people of other faiths and other religions and lack of religion in different ways than what we do. We need to listen to them because, hey, we need to understand them just like they need to understand us. They need to know where we're coming from, and we need to know where they're coming from. We live in the same world. We're going to have to get along with each other. And hey, who knows? Some might actually come around to our way of thinking, but do not hold your breath for that. Just love them for who they are. Now, Jesus actually got known as being a wine bibber. You know, he was called a drunk because he hung around with drunks. So all you Christians who are hanging around the so-called godly people, that's not the way of God. That's the way of the Pharisees. You know, the people that hung Jesus. They were the temple people wanted to hang around with only the Christ people. Well, it's time for me to step down off my soapbox. Say hi to Jacob. Okay. You gonna wave? Wave to him. Hi. Yeah, he said hi to y'all. As y'all might know from some other videos, my son Jacob here, he's got autism spectrum disorder. And you know, we go out of our way to make him know that he's just a regular 15-year-old boy living a normal life. We don't treat him any different than any other kid his age. He is treated like a 15-year-old. And I've opened up a few cans of worms today. I know. especially when it comes to the Second Amendment, because that's the big thing now. Right to bear arms, right to bear arms, right to bear arms. What about the right to pray and the folding hands? That's more of what I'm into. And yes, am I doing this just to get y'all to comment? Yeah, pretty much the way. If I'm going to have to open up a can of worms to get y'all to comment, I open it up. And this is something I really believe in anyway, though. And, I'm a firm believer that a family that prays together stays together. But you know what? I don't push my beliefs on other people. Do I let people know what I believe? You darn right I do. And people are going to know what I believe. But am I going to be pushy with it? No. Am I going to look down my nose at somebody for believing other ways than what I believe? No. Am I going to not be friends with them because they don't believe the way I believe? No, no, no. I tell you, Christians, when we call ourselves being on our soapbox, but a lot of people, when they say they're on their soapbox, or they're being uppity instead. Get your pointed Christian noses out of the air, people. Bring them back down to the level that they're supposed to be on, and just love one another. That's all you can do, is just love one another. Don't matter what you believe, who you love. There's this one guy that I work with. Me and him sees eye to eye on absolutely nothing. But you know what? I got a lot of respect for him, because everything that comes out of his mouth, he thinks to be true. He's not a liar. And, he's not one of my favorite people in the world either. But he's one of the people that I respect the most. To change subjects today, if you know something, I'm wearing my Support Your Local Farmer shirt today. And, I really believe in that too, You know where your food comes from, But anytime you get a chance, buy local. Go to your local produce markets, or go to your farm stores and buy from there, because most of that is local produce and local beef, or something like that. It's good to keep our money close to home. It helps. It helps out your local farmers and your local market. It helps. You're helping yourself out when you buy local, because you're helping your economy, and it definitely helps us farmhands get our paychecks. Selfishly, I had to say that, but the world we live in is a special world that we gotta take care of it. So support your local farmers so they can keep enriching the soil, adding nutrients back to it and growing food for you. And I just thank you for letting me get on my soapbox and speak a little bit of controversy today. And remember, protect your right to bear arms, but not the automatic weapons. Your hunting rifles and things that you need to survive, not things that you need for survival. Because that no clue, the hunting rifle that you used to kill your food with, it can help you survive too. Do you need a pistol? No. Do you need an AK-47? No. If you need a pistol, hopefully you're somebody that wants to kill their own food and is because of some disability is not able to hold a rifle or a shotgun maybe. That's the only ones who need a pistol. Everybody else, uh, you know, a shotgun or a rifle would be just fine. You don't need an automatic weapon to hunt with. As a matter of fact, that's not fair for the game. If you're using an automatic weapon, it's taking their chances to live out of it. And it's also taking the fun of the hunt out, I think. It's just like I know there's some people that they go bird hunting and they'll turn the birds loose for them to hunt. What in the world? What kind of hunting is it when the birds that were already captured being turned loose for them to hunt? What kind of hunting is that? That makes absolutely no sense to me. But, like I said, we need to protect our rights, the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, but especially the First Amendment. The right to bear arms is important, but the right to fold hands is more important. The freedom of religion, and that's not just the other religions, but my religion too. Till we see you again, I'm signing out. See ya.